you doing out there? This is the Yellow Dot Spotlight Show here, the Friday edition. Today we have the TOLA group here, helping out, a lot of people here in our community here. Here we are at the KXVS station here in Stockton, California. Community radio is what we're having here in town, and which is really neat to share what we have here in our local area. So this is the Yellow Dot Spotlight Show, Fridays, 12 noon to 1 o'clock usually. And that was a little bit of Yellow Dot music. So in the studio today, we have the TOLA group, and they're actually doing a filming documentary, which is really neat. That's double filming. So I was like, who's filming who? Who's filming who? So let's check our audio. Are we there, Aurora?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, I'll just try that again. Are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, there we go. It's the operator. And then Owen, are we there?
Hi.
Hey, sounds good. Sounds clear. Okay, so I seen you guys' story the other day, and I was just fascinated by it. And so the TOLA group, as you're here doing a documentary about what you're doing here in town, but can you give us a little bit more information on what's happening with your group?
Yeah, so we are a group that trains young people to be organizers. So we get people from 20 to 35 years old to do work on a project. And this year, we're really focusing on educating the community, going out, talking to community members about the impact that consuming sugary drinks has on their health. So that's what we've been doing. It's been hot, but we've been going out every single day talking to people and distributing some of that information.
Right, and it's hot, but the trek is worth it, right? You know, out there pounding the pavement. So I've seen on the page and stuff, you deal with schools and high schools and stuff. So is that helping to curb the lunch and the food that we eat as children, and we got to grow up and keep ourselves nourished?
Yeah, I think it's really important to make sure that our students have healthy food. We're out there in the schools. We're building partnerships with schools to talk to parents, talk to students, and talk to teachers. Some of us are going into classrooms and doing presentations. We're also launching an internship program for high school students and college students so they can get involved and really kind of take on the lead of what we're doing and really take responsibility. So we want to talk to schools so we can have people who are doing this work alongside us and with us.
Well, wonderful. So with the internship, which is nice that the younger people can start applying for internship.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that and how maybe that program is starting to come into play, or how they can find information on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we just had our first internship orientation just this last Wednesday.
Awesome.
We had a few students come out, and they were really great. They were really excited to work with us. We trained them, and they went out with us. They talked to people on the street on their first day. And so we're hoping to build that program. We're going to have them come back on a regular basis. If you're a young person, if you're in high school, if you're in college, or honestly, if you are just within our age group of under 25 years old, please come out and work with us. You can. We're looking for people who are willing to dedicate 6 to 8 hours a week for the next 2 months to our work. We have a training on the 20th?
Wednesday, September 20th.
Yeah, Wednesday, September 20th at 4 p.m. is our next training. It's at our office at 343 Main Street. If you want to RSVP, you can call me. My number is 206-259-0856. Hold on, this is a new phone.
I know. I never call myself, right?
I want to double check my number. Right. I was right. It's 206-259-0856. That's my phone number. One more time. 206-259-0856. If you or anybody that you know want to get involved and you want to be a part of our internship program, please call me. RSVP. We'd love to have you. It's a great way to build your skills, and it's a great way to engage with the community about this issue.
Awesome. And for the youth, that's about a time when some people have the confidence in them, but man, the youth can always use more confidence and praise and goodness, of positive features. And so you did give us some information on that, but on the social media that I'm learning as I'm old and in the way, I kind of. But the social media, where can they find you on social media that they'll be able to contact you right away?
Yeah, so we have a Facebook. You can look us up as TOLA, the Organizing Academy. So you can go online and find us there. We also have an Instagram. But really the work that we do is focusing on the face-to-face contact. So you'll see many of our fellows being out in the community. If you're going to a shopping center, you might see them. You might be running into them as you're trying to get in and out. You'll see them at schools, back-to-school events. And that's really where we focus, being out in the community and doing some of that work. But if you want to reach out to us, you can go to our website, to our Facebook and Instagram.
Well, I really like that. It's the old-fashioned handshake, face-to-face. Hey, this is who I am, and let's meet. And you know what I found out? I love social media, don't get me wrong. But again, when you meet face-to-face with somebody, that is a really lasting impression. Because, that's old-fashioned, those first few moments, you remember that. And then with the group that you're doing, such a positive event. It's amazing. And so some of those pictures that I've seen, was at Franklin High School and these other places, and what other places have you been to share a lot of this information that you guys are starting and helping out the youth?
Just this last week, a few of us went to the back to school night at Stagg High School.
Okay, Stagg. Cool.
Yeah, and it was a really cool event. We were just talking. We only had a little bit of time to actually set up our table, but the administration was nice enough to let me kind of take the microphone and talk to a few, maybe 100 or so students and parents who were sitting in the bleachers, and we were able to just hang out outside and have some more conversations. We have a survey that we fill out with people, and we about to have that, talk to people about that survey and really kind of engage in the community. And we're also able to talk to some folks about some of the kids there about the internship program. Yeah.
Nice. So this is kind of geared towards maybe self-business, or what can they use this for? A lot of this information as they're getting into this kind of a world and kind of work like that. Is this kind of what is it? How else can they use this to advance them in their future life? Like, this is kind of a foundation and seeds for them to do something. How else can this work benefit towards them as they're getting into this?
I mean, the focus of our work, and if I can see the survey, Owen. So the focus of our work is really going out into the community and telling the community about the impact that drinking sugary drinks really has on their health. And we're doing that by putting into practice really basic skills that anyone can take and apply to any other work that they want to be doing, or any other issue that they might feel really passionate about. So for example, if someone is really passionate about like immigration, I know right now that is a really big issue, especially after DACA and the fact that that got taken out. I know there's a lot of community members that want to be organized, and the skills that we're putting into practice, going door to door, talking to people, informing the community, creating a network of people and citizens that want to be active, is something that they can put into practice on any issue that they really want to be working on in the future. But we're focusing specifically on this so that we can create awareness about something that most people don't really talk about on a day-to-day. Diabetes is a big epidemic that has been taking away our community members and our family members without anyone really speaking out and doing something about it. So we're trying to bring awareness to that and get people activated to do something about it and make a difference.
Nice. And diabetes is one of those issues that people talk about it, but it seems like they shrug it off more until they get it, and then it's really serious. In my family, that runs really high. For me, I did start cutting out sodas. I drink a lot of tea. I tried not to put sugar on it. Not like some of that sweet tea out there. But, what are some of the things that they can replace, craving those kind of sodas or stuff like that? What other things that they can maybe replace with that?
Yeah, I mean, like going as simple as just putting a little bit of fruit into your water will add some of that flavor that some
like
people might be craving. Cucumbers, oranges, lemons, limes. That will help. Generally, just drinking water, I think, is the best alternative, having some of that water. But also knowing the fact that those drinks are really ingrained in our communities. Like, they're part of the culture. At least for me, being Latina, I think having a Coke at dinner was something that I remember doing since I was born. So it's been really a big part of my community and my family. And we know that we can't go and do a 180 overnight, but we can make small changes that can make a difference in the long term. Knowing that just having one of those drinks a day increases your chance of having diabetes by 26%. So that's a really big percentage. And we know that most people in our community are drinking maybe 2-3 of those drinks a day.
Right.
So it's really impacting their health.
Especially those
Yeah.
big gulps, you know.
Yeah.
Gulp. You know.
And they're so accessible. Like you can go to 99-cent store and buy like a 2 liter for 99 cents. So we
Right.
know that is really accessible in our communities, and that's why our community is really getting sick. And no one seems to be making changes to prevent that from happening. And the different agencies and different groups that are trying to make a difference, they don't have the funding to really be reaching everywhere in the community. That's why we're stepping in and trying to take this to the next level and reaching people at their home. People who might not necessarily be coming out to the health fair or might not necessarily be coming out for an event or a training. We're going to their house and delivering some of that information to them.
Well, that's wonderful. You know, it takes a village to take care of a city. You know, and
Yeah.
that's really amazing that y'all are just stepping up and doing that. You know, and like you said, it does take a couple generations at a time. But I think a lot of the thoughts are changing. You know, whether some people are cutting back a little bit or just need more information, and that's what you guys are doing. Just pounding the pavement, old-fashioned style. You know, not afraid to get out there, and that's amazing. And so I was looking at this pamphlet here. You know, some of the facts that we have is there. You know, sugary drinks significantly increases the type 2 diabetes, as you're talking about. So that affects the heart. You know, that's like strokes. You know, people might pass that off as like, oh, what is that? You know, they might have mini strokes, maybe. You know, is there anything that they might be able to? I know it's never too late for anybody, but is there any signs that you might be telling people, like, you know, if because some people, everybody is different all through the ages. Is there signs? I know as I'm working, if I'm sweating too much, I really need to put more water back in. Is there anything that we can?
Yeah. Oh, and you want to tell them a little bit about what you tell people at the door?
You know, I'll be honest. You know, I'm not a medical professional.
Right. Right.
So, but you know what we do know is that, you know, we know that something like prediabetes is very common in our communities. You know, we know that about 36% of people in the San Joaquin Valley are diabetic or pre-diabetic. And, you know, prediabetes is really that kind of warning sign.
That's the sign.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is that most people who have prediabetes don't know they have it. And so it's a really very egregious and common problem in our communities. And, you know, we know that a big part of it comes from the consumption of beverages like soda and Gatorade. And we know this because there's so much sugar in them. And I think a lot of people understand, like, you know, I talk to a lot of folks and they're like, oh yeah, you know, we try to limit it, or, you know, we know it's not so good for me. But, you know, every day, you know, I meet folks who are very surprised by just how much is in one of these drinks. I mean, you know, you look at those, look at one of those, like, you know, liter bottles of Coke, you know, something like that. You know, that has about 5 times the amount of recommended sugar for a whole day. Just that one drink. And
it's
you
easy
know,
to drink a whole 2 liter in one day sometimes. I mean, you just
yeah.
You know, a little 8 ounce here, a little 8 ounce here for me, a little 8 ounce there for them. You know.
Yeah, and, you know, it seems harmless, and, you know, I don't want to be out here and tell anybody what to drink, but, you know, I know that a lot of the most marginalized communities, you know, in Stockton and many places across the country are marketed have these kinds of beverages marketed to them in a way that makes it seem like a regular part of a healthy diet, and it leads to this overconsumption. I think that people really have been, you know, they've been manipulated in many ways about, you know, the role that these drinks play in their health and their lives. And what it results in is people getting diabetes and spending, you know, nearly $8,000 a year on treatment.
Wow. So the investment really doesn't pay back drinking all those sodas.
No.
Right?
At all.
It costs you. You know, you might be saving 99 cents at the store, but in the long run, you're going to be paying about $8,000 just to fix yourself on that. That's something to think
That's
about
per
there.
year. My grandmother has been diabetic
Yeah.
for over 35 years, so you can do
Wow.
the math.
Yeah.
35 times 8,000
All the little
starts
things that you
adding up.
need. Yeah, definitely. And so it's a wonderful thing that you're going door to door, because that's kind of a census that you're doing right there. As you're doing your own personal TOLA census, that's a lot of information that maybe the government might have, but, you know, you're doing it for our town here, which is our community.
Yeah.
And that's really neat that, you know, maybe in a while you can put out something like, here's our town census, which I'm sure which is happening naturally.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we're collecting surveys, surveys. We're trying to get a sense of how many people are drinking those drinks, what kind of illnesses they have in their family. And we're trying to collect that because when we were starting to work on this here in Stockton, we realized that there's not a lot of data. In terms of the specifics to the city, there's a lot of data for the county, but we weren't finding a lot of information for the city of Stockton.
Wow.
So we wanted to collect some of that so that we can present it back to the community so they can be aware of what's happening, so that they can decide what they want to do to be able to fix that.
Definitely, with information, we can make better decisions. And so if, we get more information out there, as a society, we can hopefully try to make good choices, especially in schools. What a great way to start, change up the menu. I know that's been a long talk for many years of different avenues throughout our country. And I still think it's a fight worth it to make it easier to have better fruits and vegetables and stuff, more of the natural sugars. So I was looking in here also, and when I opened it up, it kind of reminded me that, so for athletes, when they're drinking Gatorade, that's okay for the moment, but it's really not a good long-term solution for a thirst.
This is actually one of the most interesting things, is because most people I talk to, this is the one that surprises them.
Cool.
People think that Gatorade is healthy. People talk about, like electrolytes for athletes. If you just take a little glass of water and put some salt in it, there's your electrolytes. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. And, a Gatorade actually has a comparable amount of sugar to a big old bottle of Coke. And so it really is the same thing. But like Gatorade has really, really powerful and really, very, very smart marketing tactics. And, they've marketed themselves to athletes as, this essential part of, being an active person. And it's just not true.
Right. It's a nice thought that maybe somebody had, but when I realized that Gatorade is made by Coca-Cola, there I seen, okay, now there is a hidden agenda there. It's nice that they really wanted to help us out or the athletes out. But it seems like as you're planning the salt, it's just almost too much sugar for what's needed. I know everybody craves that sweetness, that counterbalance, but with your research, what are some alternatives than Gatorade when they're out there to replenish some of those fluids?
And water. I think Owen said
water.
Just water and a little bit of salt will make the difference.
Right. And lemon is such a powerful fruit that we have here on Earth.
Yeah.
Did I just say Earth? On our wonderful planet we have. Right.
It is.
And so this is wonderful. I was so glad to see you guys on TV. Was it the other day on channel 13? Sorry, didn't mean to blow the... Anyways, so seeing that channel really was just interesting, especially with the youth. For me, I want to give back to the youth because I'm older now, and I remember growing up, I had help in different areas of stuff. This is a wonderful fight you guys are doing, diabetes and making sure kids have a nice, healthy path, and so information is utilized, So again, can we get more information on how they can contact you and find you on all social medias, and then your number again, because we'll just repeat it.
Yeah. So two things. As I mentioned earlier, we have we have an internship program. If you need internship credits for any classes you're taking, you want to get involved, you want to build your resume, or you just want to make a difference, please contact me. Once again, my number is area code 206-259-0856. Once again, that is 206-259-0856. And in addition to our internship program, which again we have on the 20th, most Saturdays we have mobilizations, which is where we meet people, just anybody who wants to get involved. We meet people at our office on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. and we go out for a few hours, and then we go and knock on some doors most of the time. We train you how to do it. We go out with you. It's a really great way to get involved. It's a fun way to do something new with your family. Just try something different and just plug yourself in. So we have a mobilization tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We're meeting at our office at 343 East Main Street. Once again, that's 9 a.m. at 343 East Main Street. Again, feel free to call me for that as well. So yeah, please, even if you just can't wait until the 20th, you're ready to do this now. Now or never. Come on out tomorrow. We'd love to have you. we always have a good time. It's always a good experience. You know, it gets you out of your comfort zone and has you try something new. And I think by the end of it, you know, you'll have, if you've never done anything like this before, you'll have a little bit of a different perspective.
And knowing that anyone can do this. Like, this is not, it doesn't take a special skill. It's really just about going out, sharing your story, talking to people, giving them a little bit of information, and just building with the community. I think that's the powerful thing about what we're doing, is just really building those relationships and building the network here within the city so that we can do something together. And anyone can do this. Grandmothers can come out, youth. We're really hoping that we can get more youth to activate, but anyone can come and do this.
And that is great. I mean, that is building the community one person at a time, face by face, which is wonderful. You know, it's actually handshaking and hello and building new friends, and that's how we get our network going as our community. And then within a few generations, we have this nice cradle of information that you are within a couple of years. Man, it's going to be amazing what you guys are doing. And periodically, we'll definitely love to have you come back, you know, always, and see what's happening and keep in progress with the station here and everything. And so if you can say your names again, that way I don't mess them up.
Yeah.
You guys might mess up your own names. I'm kidding. Everybody knows I mess up everybody's names.
Yeah.
So, and Owen, and you are?
Sure, yeah, no, I'm Owen Wise-Pierik. Thanks so much. And once again, my phone number is 206-259-0856. Call me, get involved.
All right.
I'm Aurora Castellanos. We're hoping that we can get some of you to come out. We're looking forward to seeing all of you.
Definitely. Wonderful. This is awesome. And, well, we had a great time today. And thanks for coming by at the last minute and stuff. I just was so excited to have you. And then our camera guy, this was really amazing and exciting. I got a call. I'm like, what? More cameras? Let's get 20 more in here. You know, it's like, who's filming who? So, and can we tell you, what, and your name, full name?
Oh, my name's Sean Havey.
Sean Havey. And do you do this for a living, or you do this with them, or?
Yeah, no, we're independent filmmakers, so, you know, we're, we do this for a living.
I'm making a documentary.
Wow, documentary. Can we talk to you real quick about the documentary?
Sure.
And stuff? Here you go. Here, we'll use this microphone.
My name is Helen DeMichelle, and I'm producing and directing a film about community organizers, specifically looking at how the group of young TOLA fellows are evolving and developing the foundations for a movement around public health here in Stockton. It's really interesting. So we're following them from the time they started, which is in mid-July, until their graduation, which is going to be in mid-November.
Wow, that's a nice journey.
Yeah,
that's gonna be amazing.
We're happy to, you know, share what we can as this journey continues along.
And so a process like this might take how long? So, well, I mean, you just told me the time. Duh. But as you're putting stuff together.
Yeah, production, what we're aiming to do is to have the film completed, long-form film completed by the election season in November 2018.
Wonderful. That would get our votes in and start changing some of the curriculums and stuff of maybe.
Yeah, and I think really trying to have young people understand what it's like to do community organizing. When anyone uses that word, what I hear from the TOLA people is, who do you think is the first person that they bring up?
Who?
President Obama.
Wow. So people are still impressed by Obama and kind of.
And his past as a young community organizer. Because what they're finding as well is the door-to-door personal interaction is actually more effective in many ways than strict online kind of touch of different kinds of people.
That is true. I'm very impressed by that, by hearing that it is old-fashioned door-to-door and handshaking and just talking to people, you know. It's just almost a lost art, but we still have it around here.
And listening to people's issues, concerns. What does diabetes bring up for you? How is it affecting your family? How does it affect, for example, teeth in your family? How does it affect water in the community? Places that you can buy groceries or not be able to buy groceries, and things like that that are actually really important and lead to larger kind of policy and political issues.
Wow, amazing. This is a journey. Cool. Well, thanks so much. I mean, this is a journey that I'm definitely going to follow and help, you know, with the station, help follow your guys' story. And anytime come on by the show here of anything. Yay, the Yellow Dot Show. So, well, wonderful. I'm so blessed to have you all in here, and thank you so much. And looks like we'll be wrapping it up here in a little bit. But keep an eye out and look for the TOLA group. They're out there, and we did get some information from Owen and everything. So replay this many, many times. That we can get all the information. And so here we are at the KXVS radio station here in Stockton, a community radio station, focusing on everybody here in town and 209 and beyond. This is your voice here in Stockton, California. This is the Yellow Dot Spotlight Show, usually Fridays, noontime, the lunch hour. And thanks so much, everybody, for coming by. This was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you soon.
There,